Hey Ibrahim, good morning.
Hi, Mrs. Smith.
Hey Han, good morning. I want to ask you if you have any questions. I'm ready to answer them for you.
Um, uh, when is the deadline of Kira Chapter 5?
Chapter 5 is going to be due on Sunday, next Sunday. So today I'm going to just write here for you. If you can also save it. All right. What we have here so far, we have a one of the things that we did today. We revised chapter 5 for
Yes.
Kira. Okay. There's a study guide for it. Okay. The study guide is going to be due on Sunday. They're gonna submit it on Sunday in class. Okay. We discussed some of the questions together in class today. And they're going to finish the rest on their own. Also, there's vocabulary for chapter 5 also. Okay. And the vocab I'm going to share with you. All right. 1 second. All right. I'm going to. Okay, 1 second. If you look here with me, all right, here, Akira, here is the vocab list. All right, for chapter 5. All right, I'm going to also put it in a document. We added another one. These are a total of 8 words. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 8. I added one more, which is shunned. Okay, so again, these are the words here. I'm going to put them in a document for you because we need to learn them. Okay, all right. So if we look here, all right, we added crazy, and I also added the word shunned. Okay, so I added also the word shunned, which is used in chapter 5 when Katie shunned her sister Lynn. Okay, so these are my total of 8 words that also what you have to do is put the definition, like just like here. You're gonna put the definition and you're gonna put the part of speech in parentheses. The part of speech is in parentheses, so triumph is a noun, so you're gonna put noun, okay, or n, or you can put the word noun, and then you're gonna put the definition for it and then the sentence. So you're gonna do that for the five the chapter 5 vocab words for Kira Kira. Okay, so the study guide, Ibrahim, the study guide for Kira Kira chapter 5. If you also look, you'll see here chapter 5. It's a total of 23 questions that we discussed in class, about 17 of them together. All right, and we the rest is going to be on their own. So you have to answer them. And next time we meet, if you have any questions, or if any questions you have now, did you read chapter 5, Ibrahim?
I'm gonna still read it.
Okay. So next time we meet, and if you have any questions about chapter 5, you can tell me from the study guide questions what you need, and I will answer them with you. Okay.
Okay.
So this is that. Did you watch the personal response video about your writing assignment, the essay that
Yes.
you have to do?
Yes.
And do you understand what you have to do, or should I? Do you have any questions regarding that?
Like I'm gonna watch the video. I'm gonna understand it, and if there is like a problem
Okay,
or
but
I
I
can't.
want you to understand again. I'm gonna just explain something quick to you that I need you to understand. Again, what we are writing is what we call a personal response essay. A personal response means basically that you're going to read a poem, which is the names. We read the names together, okay? And we're going to discuss, Ibrahim, how does the poet, or what techniques does the poet use in the poem? So
Mm,
in this personal response, it's going to be 5 paragraphs. Your introduction,
mm,
and then a body, which is from second to fourth paragraph, and then finally you're going to have a conclusion paragraph. Okay. In your introduction paragraph, Ibrahim, you must mention the poet's name, which is Billy Collins. You need to mention the title of the poem, which is the names. And whenever you mention the poem's name, you need to put it in quotation marks. All right. You're going to give a brief historical context behind the poem, which is basically referring to the 9/11 and the terrorist attack of September 11 on the World Trade Center located in Manhattan, New York. Okay, you're going to discuss how the planes were hijacked and they crashed into the Twin Towers, causing an explosion, and of course the killing of the tremendous amounts of victims. So you're going to mention the historical context. You're going to mention when did Billy Collins read his poem, okay? And we said that he read this poem in a special session for Congress on sometime in September in 2002. Okay, I believe September 6th. So you're going to mention that. It's written in your book, okay, in the background on the first page before the poem, where you read about the author. Then you need to mention a thesis statement. Your thesis statement, I taught the class, is basically a statement where you mention only the things that you're going to discuss in your body. Your body paragraph is going to discuss the different techniques that Billy Collins uses. Okay. So here, what I need you to understand, or if we're gonna brainstorm together, okay, let's say you finish your okay, and we need to brainstorm together with you the techniques that he uses. What kind of techniques does he use? He uses a lot. Okay, the first one that he uses, again, he uses technique of
Reverse.
all right. He writes a poem with without rules and restrictions, so that he could express himself freely. Okay. In free verse, you can mention also, it's without rules to express himself freely. Okay. Also, we know that free verse here also lacks rhyme. Okay, when you're writing in free verse, it means that you're not really obligated to rhyme. Okay, and we said that he lacks rhyme, or he doesn't rhyme in the poem for a reason. Okay, why does he not use rhyme in the poem? Because rhyme usually makes the poem sound very playful and cheerful, and this is not a cheerful poem. It's a poem that is not it's very sad and gloomy, as it talks about the death of the victims of 9/11. Okay, so it's not some poem that, it's not the right choice. It would
Mm.
not be the right choice to rhyme, or to sound playful and fun. Okay, so this is the idea of why the poem lacks rhyme. Okay, why the poem lacks rhyme. Okay, so this is the idea of it. So again, in free verse, you can talk about, this is the first technique you can talk about. When do you discuss these techniques in the body? You're gonna choose how many techniques? Three for the second and the third and the fourth paragraph. The first paragraph is only for the introduction. Okay, the introduction is what you mention. What do you mention? You mention these five things. One, two, three, four, five. These five things need to be mentioned in your introduction paragraph, in the first paragraph. Your thesis statement is going to mention what? You're going to discuss, not discuss, I mean, explain. You're only going to mention the three techniques that you will be talking about in your body paragraph. Okay, it's the last sentence in your introduction paragraph, your thesis statement. And I need you to be familiar with the word thesis, because it's going to be used even when you go to high school. Inshallah, they're going to use it. Okay, so you need to understand your thesis statement is the last paragraph in your first introduction paragraph, your last sentence in your introduction paragraph, and it tells the reader of your essay what are the topics that you're going to discuss in the body. Okay, in the body. So a thesis statement could sound like this. You can say, for example, throughout the poem, Collins uses the following techniques.
Mm.
And you can mention them. Okay, let's say what other techniques does he use besides free verse or the lack of rhyme? The lack of rhyme to show that it's not a cheerful poem. All right, to show his sadness and grief over the victim. Okay, so here we can say that this is a technique. Yes or no? Yes. Another technique that he uses a lot of imagery. And we said imagery means what, Ibrahim? Do you remember what imagery means?
The five
To describe things
sense,
using the five senses. All right, and imagery is a plenty. We see a lot of imagery where, especially in the first in this stanza right here. If you look together, you will see here in this stanza. In the morning, I walked out barefoot. When you walk barefoot means again it's a sense of touch. Okay, what does he see? He sees thousands of flowers. Okay, again the sense of sight and the sense of touch. Okay, heavy with dew like eyes of tears. Again, a yellow petal. So all here we see imagery. We see a lot of images of water. Okay, we see images of and we see a lot of imagery, the sense of touch and the sense of sight. Okay, so we can discuss imagery. All right, this is a lot of imagery, especially specifically in stanza number 3. Okay, so here we can put that in our notes in stanza number 3. And here it refers to the senses of touch and the senses of sight. All right, he also uses a lot of similes. All right, simile, a lot of simile. Where do we see simile? We see it here. Okay, names falling into place as droplets fell through the dark. Okay, this is the first simile, line 6 to 7. Okay, so here we can see line 6 to 7. There's one. There's another one that he uses, which is the one that we just read together. Heavy with dew. He's talking about the flowers, that they're heavy with dew like the eyes of tears. Okay, this is line number 12. Okay, from 12 to 13. Okay, we see again another simile from lines 12 to 13. Why are these important? Because if you discuss the usage of simile, it's going to be interesting because you're going to explain the simile. You're going to explain what two things are being compared in the simile, and you're also going to discuss what is the significance of the simile. How did it help him achieve his point? Okay, we can talk about symbolism. It's another thing that he uses when he discusses the willow tree. Okay, the willow tree we said is a symbol of sadness and grief. Okay, how it's used in literature. He also uses the usage of the alphabet, the metaphorical usage of the alphabet. All right, how he uses the alphabet is very interesting. This is another technique that he uses. Especially, you can talk about from how he uses each letter he uses to represent the name of the victim. Okay, so each letter represents the name of the victim. We also mentioned the letter X. You can mention the letter X. How is the letter X used differently? Remember, the letter X is the only letter that he did not use to represent the name of a victim. He used it to represent those victims that were unfound, all the victims or the names of the victims that were unfound as they were buried under the rubble and on the destruction of 9/11. All right. So how was it used? We can discuss it. How was it used? Another thing that you can discuss here, the name choices. Okay, be careful from stanza number. If you look together here, stanza number 3, line 16. The name Gonzalez, Han, Ishikawa, and Jenkins. Very important. What did we say about these names, Ibrahim? Do you remember what we said about line 16 specifically?
Line 16.
Yes.
Mm,
The name choices. The name choices.
the names that are wrote in alphabetical order.
No, we said number. Oh, in stanza number 3 in line 16, the names Gonzalez, Han, Ishikawa, and Jenkins. He uses here names from different ethnicities. Gonzalez is a Hispanic name. Han is more Chinese or Japanese. Ishikawa and Jenkins. Again, what is he trying to show? He's trying to show, or he's using names of people from different ethnicities or different racial backgrounds to show that the attack of September 11 did not only damage or hurt America, but it was an attack on the world. That the entire world suffered, and that the losses were not only of victims from a certain culture that was victims came from different parts of the world. Okay, so this is another thing that you need to mention if you decide to talk about the alphabet or the names or the choices of names that he chooses, his name choices. Okay, all right, so again, line number 16, his name choices or the choices of names that he chooses are significant. All right, another thing that he uses imagery, simile, symbolism, he uses the metaphorical usage of the alphabet, he uses a free verse, um, and also the line length or the length of the lines. All right, especially in stanza number, not this stanza, but in the other stanza, in the towards the end of the ending here. If we look here, specifically this stanza. Okay, this was 4, 5, stanza number 6. We see that the lines here are shorter than the other lines. All right, and we also see a line break. Line 34 and 35 are really short. And he decides to do a line break to show the difference in emotion between silent and cried out loud or cried out. Okay, and also he decides to do that so that he could obligate the audience to have a moment of silence. Named silent in stone. Then we have a pause. This here is holding the reader or the audience accountable to having a moment of silence. Okay, as a way of respect and showing and honoring the victims of 9/11. So here, when we discuss line length, we're discussing stanza 6. Okay, of how shorter the lines are shorter, and also the line break in line 34 and 35. How and why did he choose to break up the lines 34 and 35 and not make them into one line? Okay, so these are 6 different techniques that Billy Collins uses. You're going to choose 3 of them to discuss them where? To discuss them in your body. Okay, Ibrahim. So here a good way of the following techniques. Let's say you use simile. All right, simile, symbolism, and imagery in his poem to help or to express his ideas and feelings. This is an example of a thesis. This is an example of a thesis statement. The thesis statement mentions how many? The three techniques that you're going to use where? That you're going to take each technique and talk about it thoroughly in your body, So here, this is the techniques we mentioned. The second paragraph, you will, as I discussed a few different techniques, you're going to use each paragraph to discuss the technique. And then finally, after you finish your 5th paragraph or the conclusion, is your fifth paragraph. Here is your conclusion. You're going to talk about how does the poem make you feel personally, as Ibrahim. How does the poem make you feel? And if there's any particular parts of the poem that stand out to you, which ones are the ones that you like the most, or dislike the most, or remember the most, and why? Okay, so this is basically your personal essay. On Monday, so far they did first and second paragraph. Monday, I am going to check paragraph 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so just remember that. Monday, on Monday, March, it's going to be March the 8th. I'm going to check paragraph 1 to 4. All right.
Yes, we have
Monday.
a grammar quiz on that day.
Yes. Okay, I'm going to check paragraphs for paragraphs 1 to 4. So far, they did 1 to 2. They need to work on 3 and 4 over the weekend. So please get that done, Ibrahim, and send them to me so that I can revise them for you and see if you need to make any corrections. All right. That being said, and please remember that in your first paragraph you must mention all these. All this has to be mentioned in order for you to have a good first paragraph. Okay, so that being said and done, we finished discussing this. I finished telling you about Kira Kira. Again, Sunday, I'm going to check the vocab and the questions on Sunday. Um, All right. The quiz for tomorrow, which is for the names. Again, you saw that you have two study guides covering stanzas 5 to 8, and you also have a study guide covering stanzas 1 to 4. Do you have any questions regarding those study guide questions? Because again, they're very important to know them so that you will prepare for tomorrow's quiz. Do you have any questions about?
I I made from 1 to 4, but like I want to like a model answer to make sure that my answers are correct.
The model answer. Unfortunately, this was actually a class discussion, so this was for you to guys to answer from my explanation. So model answers will not be provided for these questions, Ibrahim. This is for you to listen to me. I explained them. I explained stanzas 1 to 4 thoroughly online, and
I
I also made
hope
a video for 5 to 8. So you have to find these answers by listening and paying attention and taking notes and answering them on your own. If you have any questions specifically, I can answer them for you right now. But as a model answer, unfortunately, this is not no. I will not provide a model answer because you guys have to do this work independently.
Miss
So
يعني like chapter I mean stanza 5 to 8 is not coming in the quiz
yes, it
or
is. Yes, it is. There's a video. I made a
the
video for stanza 5 to 8.
the questions are coming.
Of course. Yes, everything you need to study the entire poem. And by the way, while you're taking the quiz, you can have the poem in front of you. You can actually have the poem in front of you because you need to see the poem. So it's
Okay.
okay to have the poem in front of you. I'm gonna ask you questions about analysis, analyzing the poem. So you have any questions regarding the poem, the names? You also know that you're going to be quizzed on Kira vocab.
Yes, Harlow.
Okay, yes, you're going to be quizzed on these words, those 1 to 4. Triumph, sweltering. Triumph means success. Okay, it's used as a noun. Sweltering means very hot weather,
Extreme.
extremely hot. Good. A hatchery is a place where chickens hatch. All right,
Eggs.
this is where the yes hatch their eggs. Hysterics means to to behave in a very crazy manner. All right, like when they went into hysterics. All right, if we look here at the synonyms, when you go fits, or you panic, the girls were in hysterics. Why? Because they could not find they couldn't find
They're like
um
things like the sweater, the bear.
yes, exactly. They couldn't find their sweater and so on, and the bera. This was the definition of hysterics. We also said peril. Peril means
Great
danger.
danger.
Danger, good danger. Again,
Canal.
basically, yeah, you hear, yeah, peril means danger. It's a noun, not dangerous. Remember, dangerous is an adjective. This just means danger. Okay, like the hikers faced peril when the ice fell on the mountains. So basically, it becomes dangerous for them to climb the mountain. It becomes very slippery. All right, placid means peaceful. All right, we know that mom,
People are calm.
yeah, like mom, Kira,
I said adjective.
she likes peace.
I said it's an adjective.
Yes, you hear me? Yes, that's right. It's an adjective. We mentioned the sentence in class about when you take a vacation, you wanna enjoy the placid atmosphere or the peaceful, calm atmosphere. We mentioned that feminine means to behave in a ladylike way. All right, a feminine behavior means ladylike, acting or behaving like a female. All right, like a girly girl.
With the two girls made mustaches on each other faces.
Yes, they were copying the people, and they
Yeah.
mentioned that again. It's a way of mom didn't like it. Basically, yeah, this is the idea of it. And we said ravishing means to be, to be
Extremely
actually
beautiful.
growing in a, uh,
Extremely beautiful.
say that again?
Extremely beautiful.
Exactly, to grow in a beautiful way when something is ravishing. All right, we can say the garden is ravishing. If you describe the garden as ravishing, that means the flowers, or maybe they're growing beautifully. Okay, to ravish, to grow in a here we see in a beautiful, gorgeous way. Okay, capitalistic. Again, capitalistic comes from the idea of capitalism, which means again here. The idea of capitalistic, I'm going to show it to you in a dictionary to get you a good okay. All right, capitalistic. Capitalist is a person. We're using capitalistic, and capitalistic means basically it's an adjective coming from the idea of capitalistic, which is all right, a person who has capital, especially invested in business, or someone who is wealthy. All right, the idea of capitalism is the idea of supporting public. That the people could have own certain goods, okay, and basically the idea of being wealthy. Okay, so capitalistic means again it's an idea of owning capital or becoming a wealthy person, owning certain things like property, owning money. Okay, so capitalistic again is, let me go back to here. A capitalistic is an adjective, and it refers to the idea of owning money and owning property and basically being a wealthy person. Okay, so we can say the capitalistic owner of the factory is a wealthy man. All right, so here we can describe him as capitalistic because he is
It
rich.
is a noun.
Yeah,
It is a
it's
noun, not an adjective.
no, capitalistic is an adjective. Capitalism is a noun. Okay, if you look here, okay, capitalistic is a
Adjective.
yes. Okay, it's an adjective. So again, capitalistic is an adjective. The last word is chiffon, and chiffon is the material. All right, this is the material.
Chiffon is a type of fine cloth. It's
Yes,
like fabric. It's
exactly.
like
This
fabric.
is the material of the dress that Katie wore on her first day of school. Okay, this is the material. It's very. She actually wore a yellow dress, a yellow chiffon dress. This is the material that it's referring to. Okay, so these are my 10 vocab words. They're going to be on the quiz tomorrow, along with the names. So you guys are going to finish taking the names quiz. It's going to be the same quiz in the same document, in the same forms. Everyone is taking it online, so you guys are going to be all taking it together on the same document.
Okay.
All right. Any questions, Ibrahim, about the essay? So far on your plate now, you have to prepare for the names. And if you have any questions, feel free to message me. Okay, in the study guide or anything. All right, this is for that one. Okay, that number two, you have to study those vocab words, those 10 vocab words. This is for tomorrow's quiz. Then you have to worry about your personal response to poetry, paragraphs 1 to 4. Finish paragraph 1, let me look at it, and then
Paragraph 1
I'm
and 2
gonna
or
give
only one?
just I want to see the first, because remember the first paragraph is very important for me. Why, Ibrahim, is it very important? Because
Because it has
again,
the introduction and has
yes, the
five
font
important facts.
exactly. Because again, it has the introduction, like you said, all right, and it has all the 5 points that I want you. And by the way, there's a graphic organizer, a response to
Yeah.
poetry graphic organizer. If you want
So
to,
I want to do only paragraph 1 and send it, like I do it in the same sheet or I do it in the
no, you're gonna
notebook.
you're gonna write it separately on a separate sheet of paper. But this is a way to help you organize your ideas. Okay, what
Uh,
are the 5 things that you need to mention in your first paragraph? Write them here, and write a sample, and then write it on a piece of paper. This is for you to get your ideas across. Which
Mm.
3 techniques are you going to discuss? Mention them here. Okay, you can write here, I will discuss مثلا simile. Okay, then here find the evidence from the book. Find the similes that you're going to discuss in the book. So a graphic organizer, just you guys need to submit it also. But I'm not I'm holding everyone accountable to make it to use it so that you guys can divide your ideas together.
Is this a kind of project?
It's not a project, it's an essay. Remember, English, Ibrahim, is divided into reading, writing, and speaking. Okay, so part of it is presentations where you have to speak. Part of it is also writing. Writing is very important because you guys are going to have to do that in college. I mean, even in your SATs in high school. Okay, so our writing is major. All right, so this is not a project. No, it's just a writing assignment. But of course, it's graded and it's heavy. It's a heavy grade. Okay, so please take it, and you're gonna learn from it. I want you to learn. Okay, Ibrahim. So give me a sample first paragraph. Kida, write it and show me how you write it and construct it. I want to see that you included all the 5 things. And if you're in doubt, go back to your PowerPoint. It's on SMS. This
And the
PowerPoint and the video. And I'm gonna upload this video that I have with you now also. Okay,
Uh,
I'm gonna also upload this one too so that you can refer back to it if you need any help. Okay, so now you know everything. Chapter 5, read it for Kira. You have the study guide and the vocab words. I'm going to upload them. I already uploaded the study guide. I'm gonna upload the vocab words for chapter 5 so that you can also work on them, and remember they're due on Sunday.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Okay, Ibrahim, any other questions for me?
Thank you.
You're welcome, honey. Good luck. And if you need anything, I'm still available. Just shoot me a message in our group, okay?
Okay.
Okay,
Thanks.
dear. All right. Thank you, love. Take care. Bye.
Okay.
Bye, babe.